Here we need to talk about the grey matter and white matter of the central nervous system. The grey matter is the substance of the brain and spinal cord that contains the neuronal cell bodies of the central nervous system. So here within the cerebrum, the two main locations of the grey matter are on the surface of the gyri, that is the cortical grey matter, and the nucleus, which are embedded in the deeper part of the white matter like an island called as basal ganglia. So these are the two locations where we can find the grey matter in the cerebrum. And if you see the brainstem, so the brainstem contains grey matter in the numerous nuclei, as well as in the cerebellum. The grey matter is located on the folia of the cerebellar cortex and the deep cerebellar nuclei. And when we see the last structure called as spinal cord, in the spinal cord, the grey matter is located in the center of the cord surrounding the central canal. So this is the grey matter. And what is the white matter? When we said that the grey matter contains the neuronal cell bodies, obviously we need to say that the white matter is the substance of the brain and spinal cord that contains the fiber tracts of the neuronal axons of the central nervous system, because the bodies are the part of grey matter and the tail, that is axons, are the part of white matter. So the term white matter is mainly used because of paler color of lipid-rich myelin that encase the axons in the tracts compared to that of the grey matter, which predominantly contains the neuronal cell bodies when we specifically talk about the grey matter. But because of the wrapping of the myelin around these axons, it gives the pale color. That's the reason we are calling it as the white matter. So remember guys, grey matter is nothing but collection of neuronal cell bodies, or we can say the cell bodies which are located, which is called as grey matter, and the axons, wherever the axons are seen, when these axons are traveling along like a bundle, these are called as tracts. All these tracts resembles white matter. So that's the reason we can say that collection of axons are categorized mainly on the basis of their course. Not only that, basis on their connection. So based on their course and connection, these white matter fibers, or we can say white matter tracts, whatever we say, these are classified under association fibers, projection fibers, and commissural fibers. So when we call it as association fibers, it associates, which means it connects. These association fibers connect the cortical regions within the same cerebral hemisphere of the brain, right? But what are projection fibers? These projection fibers project from higher centers to the lower centers, or from lower centers to the higher centers of the CNS. Example, we can say the corona radiata is the best example, because the corona radiata as well as internal capsule, so both contains the ascending as well as descending tracts which carry and receive, right, information from the body and gives information from the brain to the body. So it contains both the tracts. So other than corona radiata as well as internal capsule, the fimbria, all these are the projection fibers. And next about the commissural fibers. So remember that commissural fibers are the transverse fibers. So these fibers interconnect the similar regions in the left as well as right side of the central nervous system, or we can say left and right side of the brainstem, left and right side of the cerebral hemisphere, or cerebellum, or spinal cord. But it connects same region of both the sides. These are called as commissural fibers. Other than this, the white matter fibers constitute corpus callosum, hippocampal commissure, anterior as well as posterior commissure, and habenular commissure, which is also called as habenular nucleus. All this comprises the white matter of the central nervous system. So this is what we need to know about the white matter as well as grey matter of the CNS.